Just another minute or so. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do it. Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Layla Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Rukwakadash. All praises be to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of His Son and our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, to the 144,000, and double honor and respect to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Coming back at you with another lesson, a Watchman's report. A Watchman's report. So if you've been following the videos, let me see here. I've never seen these videos shadow banned this badly. And then we got men speaking out against those that are doing the work and going out to the streets. The Spirit has been on me to get on weak men that won't do anything but complain. That's it. Like that long-haired predator-looking Negro that Elder Monatazak did a video on today or yesterday. Here it is. You're doing nothing but criticizing those that are doing something. Makes no sense. Anyway, so if you've been keeping pace with what's happening in America, there's a lot of things that are getting worse, or the threats that are increasing. Many of you are aware of the gang violence in Aurora, Colorado. And quite frankly, a lot of these gangs are set up. MS-13 and the Bloods, the Crips, many of their leaders are set up. Whenever you look at a system that's built on wickedness, it's fueled by corruption. So you need crime to justify yearly tax increase. We need more police. We need more surveillance cameras. Those that feed or provide a table for that troop. So now we need more monitoring, surveillance, because of the rise in threat and crime. And then the criminals are released back into the streets once they pay the legal system, attorney fees, court costs. You see, the judge gets paid, the attorneys, the courts. And then if he spends some time in jail, it costs taxpayers about $2,000 a day to keep him in jail, only to be released back out and repeat the process. Then his cash gets seized. I got family members that's in the funnel, so I know what I'm talking about. Let's say he gets caught with $100,000 cash, but then when it's reported, it's $50,000 cash that was seized. You see? So corruption is at every level. The local and state and county, all the way up to the federal. So this is a system built on bribery, robbery, and theft. corruption and scandal. And then I was tracking these or monitoring these sicknesses that are coming out. There's like 5 different strands of, the viral stuff going on. And if you don't know, all of these viral strands are created in a lab. The common cold all the way on up. Everything is used in bio warfare or biogerm warfare. So things are going to culminate into the worst day ever known to man, or Jacob's trouble. It is even the day of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Let's go here. Revelation 6. Revelation 6. Let's go to verse 1. Revelation 6, verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. Yahushua rides on that horse. I remember a song, White Horse, Don't Ride the White Horse. So I wondered if that was just a esoteric or a secret message in that from the elite. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. So Yahushua is going to take down the crowns on the earth of the kings of the earth. So he is the King of kings and Lord of lords. So he's going to set up the kings under the house of David, under his throne. So things are gearing up to the second war. Revelation 6 and 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. So these judgments are being unleashed. And all hell is going to break loose when this man tries to marry the Lord's elect to this beast system with the C-hip or the Mot B. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So the sword is a weapon system, biogerm warfare, chemical warfare, using food as a tool of war to create sickness, weaknesses, and mental manipulation, MK mind control, or MK ultra mind control. But the ultimate sword are these nuclear missiles. But there are many swords, many as in M-A-N-Y, and many M-I-N-E. Like these little, trying to be, I'm tired of having to play romper room elementary shit because they keep taking down the videos. But you know what I'm getting at. That's a mini sword when you look at it. There was a wicked big black billy goat that was like, go ahead and take the goddamn Maxine. The Lord is going to kill him. He's going to kill individuals like that. Maxine Waters. Those are swords, by the way. So a sword or a weapon comes in multiple facets. But the ultimate sword are these nuclear missiles. So this is talking about Esau and his kingdom. So this system is stirring up warfare and chaos. You see, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven. A famous quote by a 33rd degree Mason, John Milton, in his famous writing, Paradise Lost. Because Esau, like Cain, was not promised paradise or the kingdom to rule on earth for an eternity. So these are hidden, codified messages. I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven. Hence, a 1968 movie, A Planet of the Apes. So the elite know, they know. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Easily connect this back to Genesis 27, that Isaac gave Esau the blessing of warfare, the blessing of death, deception, chaos, turmoil, turbulence. So they must create or set the conditions by which to maintain their rule. Hence, a Negro being seized on a drug bust, all his cash given up, $100,000, then he pays attorney's fees, court costs. He pays the judge. He pays the legal system. And then it costs about $1,000 to $3,000 to keep him in prison every day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, a gym. You see, criminals get a gym and a workout room. They even get teachers, professors, PhD level professors to go and teach them. So this is a system that rewards bad behavior because they have to maintain their rulership through chaos. What is the elite motto? Order out of chaos. Or in the Latin, going back to the Romance or Roman language, ordo ab chaos, order out of chaos. You see? So they must stir up sickness, misery, fear, terror, so that by default, we look to the source that's creating that for a relief or a reprieve from this chaos. So you got to study Paradise Lost by John Milton, a 33rd degree Mason. So they must create hell conditions on earth in order to stay in power. And there went out another horse that was red. To be sitting on a horse represents power. Remember Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked to test and try the Lord's elect. That's why. So he is in a power seat, occupying the proverbial high horse, but for a time. And there went out another horse that was red. The first came out red. So this is a code or a hint as to who is ruling in the last days. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So he is spearheading this Third World War. Ultimate death, chaos, and destruction. To cull the herd. You've heard farmers use that term. I gotta cull the herd. The U.S. or the plans is to reduce the U.S. population to about 90 million and reduce it from its 300 million person footprint down to about 90 million through wars, famine, sicknesses, chaos. You see, civil unrest. So that ultimate goal is to cull the herd. This is why lions are created. Remember? This is in, let's get that. Lions are created to maintain the population of the wildlife to a certain number. So Satan, as a roaring, I don't want to give it away. Let's go here. Peter talked about this. 1 Peter 5, verse 8. 1 Peter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So evil E is that ferocious lion or adversary on the left-hand side. But the Lord is going to raise up a right-hand counter to that when the day comes. Whom resists. You see? So that wicked leader that was like, go ahead and take the vaccine. The Lord is going to kill that false prophet and his followers. 1 Peter 5 and 9. Whom resists steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So just like Yahushua was tempted and tested, we're going to be tempted and tested. The trying of our faith, the trial of our faith. Faith without works is dead. So by default, that faith must be tested, the integrity of it. Now, I'm not advocating anybody to do this, but I'm going to use a very bad example. There are wicked men that will pay a friend to go test their wife. Now that's wicked. I'm not advocating this. But remember, the Most High pretty much made a bet. Said that my servant Job will not falter, will not wane, will not break his integrity or faith. So Satan was allowed to test Job. So we are going to be tested in our fidelity or strength and integrity. Anyway, let's keep going. Revelation 6, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Death. You see? So these are judgments going forth. Remember, this is a system that death and hell follows it. So the Lord is going to use these judgments to balance the scales of justice. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So everything here has lost its value. You're working more for less. So we're in those times. So now working 3 times the effort to get the same serving or the same portion for 3 times the labor. So hyperinflation is slowly being ushered in. And the oil and the wine is what the Lord is going to preserve. A vintage wine. His elect that are going to be preserved or remain. Hence a remnant. Let's get ready to close. I want to talk about this before I Get ready to close this out. My voice is dry tonight. One of the reasons for asymmetric warfare. What is asymmetric warfare? Special operations, electronic warfare, taking out a nation's grid network, bio warfare, sickness. You see, massive contagion spreading, weakening the enemy. So these are backhand ways to fight a war. When you study Sun Tzu, the art of warfare, why is this important? I'm just interested to see your response. Collective effort, teamwork. Why is this important? Knocking out a nation's network and then dropping in special operations. Why? Making people sick where they can't fight. Weak. You see, then they need urgent care. So by default, those that are bringing this hell, you rely on the same source for healing, for recovery, for strength, hospital beds, nurses, doctors. You need medical aid now. Now you need protection, police. So these are fabricated threats, fear-mongering. Why? Because economics. If you totally obliterate it up front, you got to rebuild the roads, rebuild the electrical grid. You got to rebuild the businesses. You got to rebuild the infrastructure. So we're talking nowadays, we're talking easily 100 or 200 trillion. Easily. So this is asymmetric warfare. To fight a war with low costs. Keep the infrastructure intact, in place, and then come in with special operations and seize the major intersections, major roads, ingress and egress routes, or inbound and outbound traffic, which are special operations dropping in. And then you bring in the regular army on ships, you see, and planes. Follow-on forces. So it is a very cunning, crafty way to fight a war with low costs, low operational impacts. But the wicked elite think that they are in control. The angels can activate these nuclear missile launch sites and deactivate them. There are several reports of that, of these angels coming in, activating the launch sites, and then deactivating the launch sites. So the Lord is going to cause a nuclear cataclysmic event. So this thing is going to spur out of control. Let's get ready to close out. So that's one of the main reasons of asymmetric warfare. It goes into symmetry. How do you cut costs? How do you minimize the operational impacts of manpower, equipment, and troops? So to cut that in half, or symmetry, or to proportion it out, or apportion out certain resources for specific tasks and purposes or missions. Get ready to close out. So we're going to live Revelation 6. We're going to live Revelation 13. To be dependent. I don't understand. Let's look up asymmetric real quick. Asymmetric. Let's look that up. Asymmetric warfare. Let's look that up. Asymmetric warfare is a type of war between belligerents whose relative military power, strategy, or tactics differ significantly. So you can match a threat with guerrilla tactics and have a smaller force. Guerrilla tactics, special operations, or hit and run attacks, especially when you're dealing with a large force of people. This type of warfare often, but not necessarily, this type of warfare often, but not necessarily involve insurgents or resistance movement militias who may have the status of unlawful combatants against a well-standing army. See? So you're proportioning out forces relative to that threat to help preserve combat power. Let's visit the comment board, and then I'm going to close out. So this is really the way ahead. Knock out a nation's grid network. You can use special operations to do that. You see, demolition teams, explosive experts, special operations, underwater demolition teams to take out an enemy's nuclear-capable submarines. You can use what's called SEAL teams and frogmen, underwater demolition teams. This is all asymmetric warfare. Instead of conventional warfare, is force on force. Conventional warfare, large army, tanks, infantry, artillery against large army, tanks, infantry, artillery, with supporting air power on both sides. And artillery is also supporting fires. Force on force, conventional. Yep. Psalms 2 and 2. Let's go to verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? So in all their vain efforts, they think they're going to set up a new order of the ages. Let me say it like that. Under the wicked elite and the other heathen following them. You see, the international bankers, followed by China, the new military arm or the new hammer of the earth. They think they're going to be able to set themselves up. And the kings, Psalms 2 and 2, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. The Lord is going to raise up and equip the tabernacle of David, that are going to become walking weapons of war. Why you think DARPA is investing in super soldiers, mighty men? But the Bible says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. Dismayed. So spiritual power trumps mechanized infantry. You see, androids, half man, half machine. They have that, by the way. Special operations soldiers that's been augmented with computer technology, infrared vision and stuff, mechanical arms. So trying to fight them with hand-to-hand combat in this flesh ain't gonna work. So the Lord is going to raise up Samsons. Remember, Samson was able to kill 1,000 Philistines. So 144,000 Samsons, if you will, are going to be activated, and some are going to come from the fourth dimension, the third heaven, to join the ground element here, or the ground force of that 144,000, followed by the hosts of heaven, the chariots of the Lord, or the so-called UFOs. They're not little green men from Mars. Get off the crack pipe. These are so-called dark-skinned men with woolly hair. Let's close out here. Sirach 12 and the book of Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So as long as iron is exposed to the elements, then rust is going to surface. So right now, this man is being made bare. He's being seen for what he is, what he is about. So he's being exposed. Hey, is not the word likened unto water. Is not the word likened unto the breath of life. So the Lord's prophets are exposing this beast, this red devil. Is that not happening? So this man is being consumed by the word. So now his true colors are showing. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Hey, that's Rome. Great iron teeth. Edom is interchangeable with Rome. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. A lot of our people is like, I love my master. He gave me a job. You know, I was on lettuce last week. This week I'm on burgers. Next week I'm going to be on fries. And then next month, then come in the big bucks roll in. So a lot of our people are just delusional, bugged out, wearing a damn McDonald's hat and walking around with a spatula. The Lord is going to make you as the dust of the earth. You're already bugged out. Why is earth and ashes proud? Bugged out. Though he humble himself and go crouching, let's go ahead and get that. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 8. Let's get that first. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the Lord has little lords teaching right now. Not that long mop-haired man, effeminate, speaking out against the men of the Lord. All right? We didn't have mop-head forefathers with all that mess crunched up together. You might have a bird's nest developing in that crap. Cut that mess. So the men of the Lord are following the ways of Yahushua. And Paul even spoke about a man wearing long hair. So this man's kingdom is being consumed with the Lord's mouthpiece, his ambassadors, his representatives. And then shall that wicked be revealed, Esau, Edom, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the Lord is coming with the so-called UFOs, or the hosts of heaven, the chariots of fire. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, technology, biohazards, chemical hazards. Food has been weaponized. Chemical trails. So we're under a constant barrage of lethal threats. Asymmetric warfare. You got to study Sun Tzu, the art of war. How to wage war without fighting a war. Unconventional means, sabotage, deception, poison, biohazards, chemical hazards, food contamination, water contamination, sleeper cells, operatives that are acting like this. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And then they go and report to their handler. Yeah, boss, this is what's going on there, boss. This is what's happening, boss, inside the camp. Okay, boss, I'll have an updated report next month for you there, boss. Asymmetric means undercover agents, sabotage, espionage. See? War is not always force on force, conventional. So the Lord is going to counter the threat that's facing us through spiritual intervention. This is what they're doing right now, dear boss. They're talking about World War III, boss. The Lord is going to kill a lot of Negroes, good homie type of niggas. The Lord is going to delete you. Let's go back to Sirach 12. Though he humble him, Sirach 12 and 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. He's not going to change. He wants power, dominance, and he's going to sacrifice a lot of blood to get that power and dominance. He thinks in his contorted mind or his thwarted mindset that he can upset Bible prophecy through his technology and deception. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. I like how this is written. Don't set him at your right hand. So we got to keep Yahweh Shai as our right hand, which is our guide, our sword, our shield, our buckler, and our advisor. That's our spiritual advisor. So Yahweh Shai needs to be our head, men, and guiding us. But if we let the devil take that or substitute that position, then we're going to be led to death. Go ahead and take the Mott B. Go ahead and take Maxine Waters. Okay? Go ahead and get in process into this internment facility here and get digitally monitored, stamped and tagged and tracked. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So you play with snakes, you get bit. And then we're going to have a lot of bug outs feeling sorry for you. You're playing with a snake, and you know that's the devil. And then you get bit. Although you raised them and fed them, then you're surprised. I can't believe little Mikey bit me in the hand. Well, what did you expect? When you play with fire, you're likely to get burned. So this man is the devil, a deceiver, a slanderer, or false accuser. Not wearing red spandex, okay, or nut huggers, and holding a big dinner fork. That's not the devil, that's Disney World. That's Hollyweird. That's not the devil. That's Fantasy World. Brother Spiritual Art, Isaiah 13 and 15. So we're not supposed to be joined with the devil. but separate from this mad scientist, this psychopath, this sociopath. Let's read that and close out. Isaiah 13, verse 15. Let's go to 14. And it shall be as the chase roe. That it is talking about the Edomites. Now that their kingdom is falling, they're going to become the prey. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. So everybody's going to rise up against this devil. You see? But he also has a cohort of federations of nations in bed with him. But the earth is going to rise up against him simultaneously. Isaiah 13 and 15. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Now, really, to be joined to this man, then you're married to this beast system. Joined unto him, married to him, trusting on him, looking to him for salvation, for deliverance, for comfort. These are words of pure rage to the Most High, Yahweh. Through Yahweh Shai, we serve a jealous power. So he's going to judge those that are married to this man, this beast system, with pure rage of fury and fire. One of the ways to be joined unto him is by being penetrated by the Mot B, a little miniature sword or mini rod. Not many rods as in many, but many as in small. So many Israelites, they love their master. So they're going to try to marry themselves for security and protection, to buy and sell, to travel and eat. So we're living in some serious times, and the beloved elder Apostle Tahar coined this year a hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. The tabernacle of David is going to be raised up as in the days of old, and 144,000 Samsons is going to emerge. The ground element, followed by close air support of the air element, the chariots of the Lord, the host of heaven, spearheaded by Yahweh Shai, coming to take the kingdom with the tabernacle of David, the battle axe. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. All praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah and the Bad Babal. What you got next, Lord willing? Shalom and Barakatham. Shalom.